guys, Cloverjack here with your November 2018 tarot forecast for the sign of Gemini. I have already pre-shuffled the cards, though I am still kind of shuffling them as I kind of get a feel for where they're at. Just a little bit of forewarning here. I am going forward using slightly different tarot decks. They do have a major arcana, they do have a minor arcana, but the minor arcana are more like pip cards. They're more like a deck of regular playing cards, so they don't have the traditional imagery that you will find in a traditional tarot deck or even some of the new tarot decks. So if you are familiar with reading cards and you like to kind of gain some information from the cards, you know, that's kind of outside of what the reader is giving you, you might find yourself having a bit of a difficult time doing that here. Unless you're used to reading a regular deck of playing cards, which is kind of how I learned initially, so I like the mix. I like the mix. I like to mix it up. Okay, I think we're good. Just so you know. Just so you know. Let's see what we got here. I have a lot of Gemini in my chart, so I don't really like reading Geminis because of that. I'm always dreading what I'm going to see. Oh, okay. I am always dreading what I'm going to see. It really annoys me that the knights of this deck are specified with an N. I don't think anyone understands how much that bothers me. But it's because it's only one letter per thing. Oh boy, that's a lot of court cards. Okay. Alright, you may or may not be able to see this, the bottom of the deck. So I'm just going to show it to you. Hello, I'm the Ace of Cups. For the record, I don't always read reversals. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Oftentimes I don't really take them as like it's the complete opposite of whatever it's going to go. Ah, boy, though. I just read them a little different. I am, by and large, more of an intuitive reader. So let's kind of dig in here. This looks interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Okay, Gemini. I actually feel like you're on the brink of something. How do I explain this? Like, you know, if you go hiking and you know you're like 20 feet from the top, but you're not quite at the top yet, but you're just like right there. It is just within reach. Like, you could reach out and friggin' grab it, right? That's kind of where I feel like you're at right now, currently. As you are watching this video, that's where you're at. And your head is in money mode. Like, I want so much financial abundance, it's not even funny. Like, give me them coins. Give me them big coins. I want them big coins. Big coins. You got big dreams, buddy. And, you know, you're coming out of a period where you've been working really, really hard. And I think you're going to keep continuing to work hard as we go forward. I feel like it's going to get a little easier. But I also feel like you're going to backtrack a little bit. It feels like you have to go backwards before you go forwards. This feels like a restart. Let me explain what I mean. In order to get to here, which is where your head's at, this is where your head's at, all right? When your head is in this space and you're focused solely on gimme them coins, or let's get them coins, it usually signifies that something's got to give. Like, something in your physical realm has to change. I'll get to what I mean by that in a bit. It feels like you've been working really, 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 really hard. No nonsense, no BS, no bullshit. I am just working really hard. I want this, and I want it now, now, now. But it kind of feels like in order to get this, you can't keep doing this. You can't keep working hard at whatever it is that you're currently doing. You have to make a shift. Something's gotta give, all right? And that means not focusing on coins, which you're going to find is very, very difficult to do. When all you want is coins and, you know, like, if all you want is coins, it's very difficult to not focus on the coins and to focus on the other things. So, keep that in mind. But you're on the pinnacle of it. I mean, like, I feel like you're looking over the cliff and you're just about to jump, but you're not quite jumping yet. Don't worry, you've got a parachute or, like a hang glider or whatever. You're going to go down just fine. But, you're on the pinnacle, but not quite at the summit. But I feel like you have to start over. Not completely over. Not completely over. The reason I say that is because you've got 3 threes and you've got an ace as your general energy. Now, everyone I usually see reading reads the Ace of Cups as a love offer. In this case, I'm going to look at that a little bit differently, and I'll double back on that. But that's kind of influencing how I'm reading these threes here. Now, threes to me are the step after you've made a plan. Like, if an ace is the desire or the offer to do something, and the twos are the planning stage at which you go to do the thing, like preparing to do the thing, and then the 3 is actually beginning to do the thing. It's like, I don't know anyone else who thinks of cups like who thinks of cups, oh my god, who thinks of 3s as being the beginning, but it's more like not the beginning but the start. It's like the ready, set, go. The ace would be the ready, the 2s would be the set, and then the 3s are the go, right? So it's almost like, I actually can't explain it better than that. It's the go of the ready, set, go. So it's not like a complete restart, because you've skipped the 1, and there's no 2s here at all, so you didn't even do the 2s, which says to me that you already have a plan, that whatever this 10 is your plan, right? Because look. In this deck, the 10 is 2, right? The 10s have 2 sets of 5s. So there's your 2 right there, right? That is your plan. This 10 of Pentacles is your plan. And you're going right for it, but you're going to meet quite a few roadblocks as you get there. And I don't feel like the roadblocks are necessarily yours. Like, I don't feel like you're stopping yourself. Like, it's not your problem. You're not causing this problem. There's an outside influence here that's causing this I don't want to call it a stagnation, and I don't want to call it a block, but I want to call it like a speed bump, and not even a speed bump, like a mud slick. Something that's meant to slow you down, but not stop you. Okay? Now, whatever this 10 that you're heading for is, it definitely brings you a lot in terms of feel-goods. It feels good, man. It feels good. I mean, like, it feels like that 10 grants your wish. If you can get to that 10, everything else kind of just falls right into place. And it's perfect. It's balanced. It's perfect. It's like a work-life balance. Money might not be able to buy me happiness, but, it can definitely buy me the freedom. And when I'm free, I'm happier. Right? It feels more like that. Like your emotional fulfillment here and your financial fulfillment are really thickly intertwined. Now, for those of you in a love relationship, I want to back up a bit and talk about that reversed Ace of Cups, because yes, there's a lot of focus on finances here. Yes, there's a lot of focus on material possessions, work. And when I say work, I'm also including anything that's not done for fun. Okay? Like, wands for me fall more under the fun category, like things you do for fun. These are the things you do. But pentacles are always more about material possessions, coins, money, and the things that you have. Okay? And the cups are obviously emotional sort of things. But you've got a single sword here. And the Queen of Swords to me is my cut a bitch card, which basically means that she's your no nonsense, no bullshit, cut to the chase kind of woman. Or man. I mean, it can be a man too. But, I mean, we're going energetically here. So I'm not talking about physical gender. I'm talking about, like, that feminine, no-nonsense kind of attitude. Because, let me tell you, when there's a guy who's got a no-nonsense kind of attitude, it's very different from when a woman has a no-nonsense kind of attitude. And I know that's, like, a really weird stereotype and overgeneralization, but that's just how I feel and how I see things. I feel like this comes from a very feminine space. Now, for those of you who are I don't want to say like in relationships, so I guess that can apply for some of you. For those of you who have like a thing or it's complicated, there is a mismatch of the minds. Now, what do I mean when I say that? Well, if we were matching, like if this king was matching this queen, they'd both be swords, they'd both be cups. And they are not. One is a sword and one is a cup. One is in the head and one is in the heart. Okay? And it feels like the queen's actually pulled out of her heart. She's like, look, being in this heart space hasn't gotten me anywhere. So when I look at this Ace of Cups here in reverse, it looks like it's falling. And I think it goes more like this, right? We're going to ignore that wheel underneath there. Don't look at that. That's not there. And I kind of feel like she was the Queen of Cups. She was in her heart, and she was following it, and she was doing all the right things. And, you know, something happened that shifted, and she's like, you know what? I can't follow my heart anymore. And I don't feel like that's a bad thing in this particular case. Whatever it was that shook her out of the heart space got her focused on finances, man. Or him focused. It got them focused on finances and stability and, you know, your material possessions, the things you have, the things you own. And whoever you're dealing with is still in this heart space. And they're going to be in this heart space for a while. I don't know how long, but for a while. 3 weeks, 3 days, 3 months. Thereabouts. I mean, they're going to be in that heart space for a while. And you know what? I don't even feel like it's that she's fallen out of her heart space. It's more that she set it aside for now. Like, this is not serving me right now. You go sit over there. Time out. She put her heart on time out. How's that? To kind of really get down to business. Like, she's cutting right to the chase. And to a degree, you can think of this queen here as being who you are in your head and what's causing your physical space to change. And so if you've got the mind of the Queen of Wands, you've suddenly got like the drive of the Knight of Wands. If you've got the head of the Queen of Swords, you've got the drive of the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is like a go-getter. I'm full of passion. I'm fiery. I'm ready to go. I am pumped, right? I mean, they're go-getters. I mean, like I said, they've got a plan. It's right up here. This is it. This is the big dream, right? And if I gotta cut a bitch to get there, I'm gonna, because nothing's gonna hold me back. Nothing's gonna stop me. Nothing's gonna get me from achieving what it is that I really, really, really want. And what the universe wants to give me, to a degree. Because you know what? In the way that I read major arcanas is that they are universe cards, which means that they are the things that happen outside of you. They are the things you can't control. They are usually the product of whatever manifestation, imagery, brain thinking, however you want to think about it, right? Like, it's the esoteric things that happen outside of you that you can't control directly. Whereas all of the pip cards, court cards, and everything, those are things that happen in your physical space. So, for example, if you see the star, it means that this is a wish and it's out there. And it's almost like you've placed the order with the universe, and the universe goes, aha, I acknowledge and see that you want this wish, but it's not fulfilled yet. Because this is what's out there, right? It's not in here yet. It's not in your space yet. But you're getting there, because this is mirroring this, right? So if this is in your heart space, this is what you really want, you're gonna stop at nothing to go get it. Just know that this is where you're going. This is how it's going to come out. This was your plan. This is what your objective is. And this is how this wish manifests in the real space. Okay? I want to pull back to a relationship here because the Ace of Cups, Three of Cups, and the King of Cups make me think that there is a relationship thingy, a falling out, so to speak, where things are really, really, really good, and then who the hell knows what happened. But it was bad enough for, the queen over here to cut out her heart space and just focus on whatever it needs to, get shit done. Whereas this king is still sitting over here kind of sad and lonely and dejected and still in his heart space like, I don't know what to do. I'm kind of stagnant. I'm not moving. I mean, he's kind of interrupting this flow here. Right? Like, if he's interrupting your money flow. He's interrupting your workflow. He's taking your focus away from what you want to be focusing on. Because there's been no progress with whatever this person is or whoever this person is. Like, there just isn't any. And that lack of progress kind of pushed this queen into feeling like, look, I just got to get things done. You're not with me, you're, against me or whatever, and I'm just going to go at it on my own, right? Like, I can do this. I don't need your help. I don't need to resolve this. I mean, come find me when you want to talk. And that's why I said I feel like this got set aside rather than kind of like cut off. I feel like I contradicted myself a couple of times, but I mean, like, it feels like you cut it out, but you didn't throw it away. It's been set aside. We'll deal with it later. How's that? We'll deal with it later. When this person comes out of stagnation, then we'll deal with that. It's not happening this month. Not for Gemini. I think there's one other thing I wanted to say, but I don't remember what it was. Anyway, like I said when we were talking about doubling back and kind of having to restart, a lot of you are going into something new, whether it's new responsibility in your workplace, a new project that you're working on, a new department, whatever that is. It's definitely going to start getting you closer to this. Because you got a 3 and a 4, and the next obvious card here is a 5, right? So you've got a 3, a 4, and then in December you'll probably get a 5. I will be shocked if you don't, honestly. And that's just like a nice natural progression as you go forward. And I like that. But whoever this is isn't a part of it. They're kind of like on the outside, like the cups are kind of receding into the distance. I feel like they will come and catch up to you, but it'll be a while. It'll be a while. Maybe by the end of the month, but I feel like whoever this is has got some thinking to do before they're ready to meet you on a sword level. Or before you're willing to meet them on a heart level. And I feel like they're actually going to have to turn more into a sword before... Like, they're going to have to get into their headspace in order to be at your level where they can actually talk to you about their cups, like their heart space. Okay. That's all I have. Alright, I hope that made sense. If that resonated for you, please leave a like and a comment, or one of them would be nice. I'd love to hear from you guys, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye.